All right, shalom, shalom. This brother Mawal coming to you again out on the highway and the byway, bringing out this gospel, the truth, to edify the whole elect of Yahshua Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanics, to warn the 2/3 of our people who will not heed to the warnings that's coming from the man of the Lord, that Esau's kingdom is coming to an end soon, and you must repent and turn to your power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, who the word ignorantly called God and Jesus. And it's always a pleasure to let Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, know, okay, the devil that the Bible speaks of, that your kingdom is about to end soon. Before we get started, let's turn to East, give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors and teachers others in the cause of great millstone, likewise, brothers spin out the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feed the sheep and two brothers and sisters to me and Shalom. All right, so we're still in that month of abomination, okay, aka Pride Month. Okay, so the faggots are having a jolly good time or a gay old time right now because, you know, they can still do that, okay, without consequences. All right, and quick 30 seconds hit on what's going on around the world. Of course, you have the yo-yo effect going on with the Strait of Hormuz. 1 minute it's open, the next minute it's closed. Last week they came up with a peace deal. Then Iran said that they're going to close it again. So, you know, basically, if you're in this world and you still think that somehow there's going to be a peace treaty, okay, or there's going to be peace in the Middle East, and that's going to be a good thing, then you're delusional, okay? We're in a times now where the Lord is visiting this earth, and the judgments are right now on full display across this earth if you have the eyes to see this, okay? But many of you, okay, don't want, okay, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, to be judged. You don't want him to fall. You don't want his kingdom to end because you want to stick with, you know, getting the crumbs, okay, that this man threw, okay, down at his feet, that you go and you grovel up. Okay, let's go into Lamentations 4 and starting with verse 21, and let's talk about exactly what the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has in store, okay, for Great Babylon, America. This is the book of Lamentations 4, starting with 21, and reads, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked." Okay, this place already made itself naked. Okay, being exposed for being a wicked kingdom all across this earth. You know, a very hypocritical empire, you know, that says one thing but does another thing. That doesn't stick to agreement. That doesn't stick to truths. Okay, that constantly have an utter agenda. Okay, that they don't disclose. Okay, 1 minute they'll shake your hand, but behind all of that, okay, they have an agenda. Okay, they're looking to overthrow whoever it is that they're dealing with, and we've seen that happen to us. Of course, you know, the act of what Esau had put on us. Okay, the wicked acts of Esau against the children of Israel. Okay, was all inspired, or was all the doing of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because we're wicked. Let's just face it, we are extremely wicked. But the judgment, okay, that's going to be coming to Edom is going to be worse than the judgment that was given to the children of Israel. So it says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee." So that cup is that cup of indignation, that the fury and the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that He's going to bring on this place. All right. So you see them right now, more and more and more. It's clear and obvious that we're going to be going into a digital wallet real soon, digital ID. Okay, they already said in 2027 you have these vehicles that are coming out from all American-made car. Okay, it's going to have a tracking system, basically cameras watching you. Okay, this is the reason why right now, if you have like a Ford model that's like 22 and newer, okay, they have Alexa inside of it. Okay, and it's not a good thing like that. Like, oh well, we can open up your garage and we can, you know, Alexa can control this and that and control. Why? What's wrong with just manually doing things? Okay, but all of these things are things that they're looking to have what is called a police state. Okay, now we as the righteous men, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here. me as a righteous man, we have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. You can come out and you can spy on me, Esau. You will hear the exact same thing that I come out in the highway and the byway and say to you. Okay? Here's what I think of Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. You're a fucking faggot. You're a murderer. You're a rapist, a sodomite. And here it is. Okay? You did all of this to us. And the Lord Yahweh Shemar Shah is going to make you pay for all of it. Okay? See, I just said that. That's what I whisper. Okay? Or not really whisper, but that's what I talk about in my car when I'm driving. That's what I talk about in my house. Okay? I speak about you fucking doggone kikes right here. See that? You people are the wicked. All you are faggots. See that? All of you are faggots. See? I show it to the highway and the byway to the people driving by. These are the people that put your ass in slavery. These are the people, okay, it's the reason why your food is poison. These are the people, okay, that put that yoke of iron on your doggone neck. These doggone kike, Amalekite motherfuckers right here. So there's nothing there's nothing for the righteous, okay, that you're gonna hear that's gonna be any different with your spy gadgets, okay? You're hearing it openly on the highway and the byway just when you go into the wisdom of Solomon, okay, 5:1, where we stand up bold and speak to you, man. So we're not hiding anything. The righteous does not hide, okay, from the wicked. We don't have a fear of it, okay? But for the rest of these clowns out here, the rest of these hypocrite people out here that walk around like over righteous or pretending like they don't do any wrong. See, that's going to be that snare the Lord is going to allow Esau to catch you in, because you see, a lot of you're self-righteous. You drive around, air conditioned, windows screwed up, thinking you're better, you're superior than the men of the Lord, okay? This doesn't mean anything to you. You know, you get some brothers, including myself, that have like multiple posters that you hand make them. You keep them out there as a display. You do whatever. The Lord gave brothers the skills and ability, okay, to take what we originally was using in the world to make a living with, to please our oppressor with, okay, and use that to the best of your ability to serve him. So you do have a skill, okay, whether it's technical, computer skill, or whatever the case like that. You can make animation, whatever the case is like that. Use that to deliver the message, man. Don't be a lazy fuck, man. Don't just go there and just do the bare minimum, okay, or just do the bare minimum, okay. I learned to do extra stuff because why? I saw the elders them doing that. I saw the elder brothers them like, wow, look how they're doing that. That's how I want to do. I want to do it like them. Okay? I want to put that much effort as I possibly can. Obviously, I'm not nowhere have the level of scripture skills that they do, but I do the best I can. It's all I got. All right? But these people out here, that snare is coming for them. When Esau can now pin things on you. Right now, all these people can walk around, all these gooks, chinks, all these motherfuckers can walk around, hide in their little self-made cities and stuff like that, their little Chinatown, Japantown, whatever cases like that, and they're left alone. Okay? They're considered the mortal minorities or whatever the case is like that. But when that technology is out like that, because you see them, they run, and I know I knew a lot of Asian people, and they'll talk about how they commit all the frauds and credit card frauds and run the red light and do all kinds of craziness, and they say they never panic or never care about it because they already know that they're not looked at as criminals, that the so-called black people are looked at as criminals. And when you hear it from that, when you hear it from people that actually know that we're the target of constant suppression and oppression, it really hits hard home, okay? And this is before I came into the truth. I was, I knew I was privy to this, okay? Because just like everybody else, or most sheikhs, you associated with the other tribes, and you just saw it was just a matter of getting along or whatever the case like that. They could be your co-workers or someone you went to school with or whatever the case is like that, okay? And you bought into the friggin' doggone Babylonian bullshit of all men are created equal, and one way, some way, they're gonna see you for what you really are and what you're capable of, versus just looking at your skin color, which they always refer to us as black. Well, take a look at my beard. It's kind of salt and pepper. My t-shirt is black, but clearly my skin, okay, is significantly lighter than my t-shirt, okay? So, okay, but anyways, let's continue on. It says, punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Okay? So, we are seeing more and more things coming out right now. You know, Epstein is probably just a icing on a cake or something like that. Okay? We have these posters, and these posters are collage of pictures, okay? The ones I showed you, you know, with the butt breaking, the hangings, and all of that, and you know, all the things that they've done, hit the nigger baby, all those things. Because every now and then you would have a Jake that will walk up to your camp, have that deep compassion for their oppressor, have that deep compassion, okay, for the man that would hang their kids from a tree, okay, without hesitation, and have a very strong passion for hating someone that looks like them. Okay, as one of the brothers that was saying, I think it was one of the other bishops that was talking in their camp video yesterday about Jake's them trying to boycott the Chinks and Boots. You know, they're freaking doggone nail salon and hair salon or whatever case like that. And he said that should have been done a long time ago, and that's correct. And, you know, and he also mentioned something that was also very true. He said that one of the reasons why you have Jakes them don't like to support so-called black business is the fact that they don't want to see someone that looks like them thrive. They don't think, Jakes them don't think in long term, like, okay, if you support this business can expand, grow, hire people, which people are going to hire? You. Who do these chinks and these gooks hire? They hire each other. Who do the freaking doggone Middle Eastern or the Africans hire in their little section of the wood? And here in Great Babylon, America, they hire each other. They keep the money in their community, okay? But see, Jakes don't have that mentality, and how is that possible? This is the reason why even the other tribes scratch their head and go, you people got to be the most stupidest motherfuckers on this earth. The fact that you've been over here a couple hundred years and you can't get your shit together. Well, the only people who can explain that is the prophets. Deuteronomy 28 explains why we can't. We are the way we are. We can't get along. We can't come together and build anything. Okay, we're going to be perpetual slave to Esau. Okay, unless the Lord Yahweh Shemashai send His only begotten Son, the Mashiach, okay, who the word going to call Jesus Christ, to come and deliver us. We will never escape this. None of us can. Okay, none of us can. And certain brothers have mentioned it because there are brothers standing up who have multiple degrees. We're talking like 2 master's degrees, you know, multiple industry certifications, have made a very good living out in the world. And I'm talking about 6 figures, and I'm talking about good 6 figures too. I'm not talking about some doggone $90,000 a year or $100,000 a year. I'm talking about fucking money. All right? And even with all of that, at the end of the day, you are still subjected, okay, under this man. There is a very, 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 very low glass ceiling for Jakes to reach. Okay? But let's go back into this punishment. It says the punishment of thy iniquity comes, O daughter of Zion. Meaning what? At some point in time, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to say, you know what? I punish you enough. Okay? There's 1/3 that has been reserved for him. There's 1/3 that hears the voice of the Mashiach. Okay? There's 1/3 that the Mashiach is going to return back, come back for. Okay? And save. Okay? And we're described as basically the bride. Okay? Or the woman of the Mashiach. Okay? Which the woman is in distress. Okay? The woman is crying out. When we come on the highway and the byway, against all odds of people driving by, marking, taking pictures, selfies sometimes, okay, they ignore us as just another. I see the way the Lord does things is He does it in such a way that He, you know, it is going to weed out the undesirables. Because see, the undesirables are not going to desire to know the truth. This is the reason why do you think that most of the men out in the highway and the byway happens to be dark-skinned men that the world hate the most? And then we are using pictures that showcase the devil that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man, our oppressor, of what he's done. So it kind of mimics a little bit to some of these people. Oh, isn't the civil rights movement over and done with? Isn't that a long time ago? Why don't y'all just get over it, okay? Because to them, they just saying that we just using the Bible, okay, as an extra form of protest against this system. We're not protesting against the system. Let me tell you exactly what our job is out here, okay? We're not protesting against the system. This is our job, okay? This is the reason why we're out here, okay? Let's go into the book of, bear with me one second. This is the book of Ezekiel 35 and start verse 1. It reads, Moreover, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus said the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, I will stretch my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. See that? Okay? So there's a desolation that's coming here. So Mount Seir, okay, is the empire of the kingdom, okay, or the empire of the Edomites, the so-called white man. See, this is coming to him, right here. That's desolation right there. So we don't have to, you know, these people think that some way, somehow, that we're so friggin' angry. We're not angry, okay? Great Babylon America is going to be destroyed. And a lot of you people that are still driving around today are actually going to be right here when that missile hit Great Babylon America as you scream for the rest of your, as you scream for your life. Oh God, Jesus, what am I going to do? Okay, and we're going to be in that chariot laughing the hell out your ass, okay, the destruction that the Lord is going to bring to you. It says, I will lay thy city waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. So what is the Lord saying? Bottom line is simply this. Okay, the Lord is going to destroy America. America is wicked. You people are wicked. All you people are doggone wicked. You men in your cars, you are doggone little bitches. You women are out of order. Okay? And you men don't know how to keep your household in order because why? You're weak. You're little weak little sissy men. Alright? And your woman is a fat, out of order, wicked ass doggone demon. And it's just that simple. And that's why America will be destroyed. The Lord is going to destroy this place. This place is spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And you people are starting to get a taste of why this place is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Okay? He said, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their iniquity, in the time that the iniquity had an end. So basically you were supposed to put us in slavery, beat the shit out of us, I was build your kingdom, and then let us go. But you didn't do that. You didn't do it. Why? Because you're greedy. Okay? Greedy. Okay? This man is like, what's the scripture roughly paraphrase that says, if grape gatherers come to gather grape, wouldn't they leave some? Meaning what? You know, even a thief would some way, somehow look and go, yeah, we don't need to take that. They'll take the most valuable stuff and maybe leave the stuff that isn't really of any real value. Esau doesn't deal like that. He has to have it all. They use different kind of techniques in stealing. Okay, they'll call themselves missionaries. Okay, they'll call themselves an organization that's fighting against crime or disease to go over there and experiment on people across the earth, particularly dark-skinned people. All right, they call themselves humanitarians. Okay, and what they really are is just thieves and murderers. Okay, when you forcefully inject vaccines into people without their consent, okay, you're essentially a murderer. And that's exactly what you are. And see, we're not going to cut you any slack, Esau. We're not going to cut you any slack. We're not going to say, well, that was a long time ago, or he was trying to do this or trying to do that. We're not going to make excuses for you. See, there's other people out there that will make excuses for you, but we don't make excuses for the damn devil. Nor are we going to make excuses for our people, or even ourselves. Okay? If you're a Hebrew Israelite, so-called black, Native American, Latino, Hispanic, and you're a doggone demon, okay, we're going to call you out, okay, that you're a doggone damn demon. When the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai send those judgment on your monkey ass, okay, grab you up, throw you in these internment camp, have these the Gurgachu, rape your damn kids, including your babies and shit, beat the shit out of your damn wife, maybe even rape you, some of you men, just got these to do, and don't put it past them, okay, we're just going to laugh. We're just going to laugh. All right? Continuing, it says, because thou wast the perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of their sword in the time of their calamity, the time of their iniquity at an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Meaning what? You can't outrun it. Now you get all across, especially here in Texas, you get all in these southern states, you get all across America. You know, you get these Edomites, they're plotting and planning, you know, stocking up weapons, all kinds of craziness. All right, you know, ready to come up against so-called blacks. Okay, and you Latinos, we're gonna get it too. Don't think you're out of the way too. But when we speak, we always speak for the children of Israel, because this judgment, okay, is going to be on the children of Israel. Okay, in fact, let me. I'm going to come back to this, but let me go into Jeremiah. There's a reason why the scripture is the way it is. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 30, starting verse 6, it says, let's go to starting verse 4, it says, this is Jeremiah 30, starting verse 4, it reads, and these are the words that the Lord Yahweh Shai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus said the Lord Yahweh Shai, be afraid of voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Now, this is what a lot of you doggone, tuck your dick between your doggone leg, niggas with sticks, friggin' looking for. You're looking for peace. You can't say looking for peace treaty. Now I put up a video, maybe I think it was last week, maybe, or something like that. Titled, there'll be no truce between, okay, Jacob and Esau. Okay, basically the righteous man, okay, and Esau. There's not gonna be any truce. We're not gonna change our stance on the fact that you are the devil that the Bible speaks of. That we do want to put your ass in slavery, that we're going to beat the living fucking crap out of you, we're going to commit horrible acts on you, except sodomy and those other craziness in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and the fact is that you better hope that the Lord Yahweh Shai don't give brothers powers here on this side, which we are going to get those powers on this side. Okay, to have a little fun on this side too, because we're going to use our power, okay, to fuck your ass up. Okay, so that's not a secret. So there's no truce. We're not looking for peace treaty. We're not looking for you to stop doing your violence. Okay, we're not looking for you to shake our hands and say, okay. We don't give a shit. We want the Mashiach to come back and destroy your wicked kingdom. All right? There's not going to be any peace between us and you ever. Okay? The book of Genesis goes into that the Lord Yahweh Shai will put an enmity between the serpent. Okay, serpent seed, okay, and the righteous seed. So we're not your friend, you are not our friend. You shouldn't trust me, and I sure as hell don't trust your ass, okay? So there it is right there. Okay? Y'all can catalog these videos all you damn want. We don't give a flying fuck. I just speak for myself personally. Here it is, let's go. It says, so that voice of trembling is going to be a lot of these cats. Okay? They walk around in a cowboy cap, riding a Harley Davidson scooter, and all that stuff. And I always look at them and just go, you're not impressive at all. You know, back in the day, I would have think, oh, that's impressive. You know, a big dude is impressive. And we already know. And if any of you brothers have ever dealt with it, biggest pussies I've ever freaking come across or had to deal with is some big ass fucking muscle bound fucking, or big ass freaking nigga, man. You know, 6'3", 4, 5, whatever. It's 7 feet. Niggas are, and you can make them shit themselves when they look at you and see that you are not in the mood for fighting. You're in the mood for something else, if you get my drift. All right? So this is why when you see right now, Jake them don't understand the danger that they're in, because right now you have these Edomites, they hold them back. They're in a wait and see game. Okay? They're in a wait and see game. The wait and see game is like, okay, can this man, Donald J. Trump, bring friggin' doggone Great Babylon America to greatness again? In which, some way, somehow, these Negroes can go back down and being servitude to these low-level peasants, Edomites. You know, the job can be flowing, the money can be flowing. And right now, almost 2 years into his administration, we're seeing the opposite. And this, what is it, a year and a half into his administration, you're seeing the opposite. Okay? Many of these people, they call them MAGAs, have lost everything, or they're about to lose everything. They're about to now become part of an unpleasant system that we have learned to adapt in. We have learned how to make our own food or cook or whatever case that we'll do without, and also still walk around coherent and be able to still survive. Okay, we've been able to adapt to it. We've been able to adapt to constant unfairness. Okay, now you still have a set of our people that have this hope. They have this hope. This is why that fear is going to be to them. It says, "For thus said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, before the voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." Because again, wait a minute, didn't you vote for MAGA? Didn't you vote for the Republican or the Democrats? Okay, we've told you. Okay, it's the same bird. It's two separate wings: left, right wing, right wing, blue wing, red wing, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. It's attached to the same dumb-ass bird that has a brain that tells it where to go. All the wing does is just fly. It's flap and carry the bird to where it's going to go, to the destination. So it doesn't matter if the Democrats, okay, are in power. Okay, the destination for Great Babylon America is destruction. If the Republicans are in power, okay, the destination for Great Babylon America is destruction. It doesn't matter. Okay, and I've never seen a bird fly with one wing ever, and I've never seen a plane fly with one wing. So that means what? Basically, the Democrats and the Republicans are going to fly, okay, are going to steer Great Babylon America into destruction. All right, both of them are. Okay, they're both working together. They have to, okay, because they're being controlled, okay, by the same central entity, okay, that is controlling everything, okay, about this place. All right, so it says, "I actually now see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." They're going to bring back bug breaking, okay, forcefully, okay, they're going to bring back hanging from trees. That's going to be soon, okay, a daily, weekly thing that you're going to see around, because once it kicks off and there's clearly a so-called race war, there ain't gonna be no investigation of who hung a nigger from a tree, or who hung a stick from a tree, or who raped this little girl, or who raped that little boy, or whatever cases like that. There ain't gonna be no investigation. It's gonna be like, whatever, man. If you can survive, you can survive. Okay? The whole idea of the New World Order, or the whole idea of them trying to establish this New World Order, is to bring in a chaos. This chaos, okay, then it's going to require a solution. So when people are going crazy, they're going to destroy the little bit of infrastructure that's there. Okay, I think it was one Jake that said that they're not looking to win, okay, a war or win a race war. They're just looking to do just enough to destabilize. Okay, so you have 2/3 of our people. You have a 2/3 the mentality of some of our 2/3 are like that. Okay, now I know a lot of brothers and people will talk about, oh well, you know, Jake them have no chance against Esau or these Edomites, okay, because they were blessed with the sword. You're right. Jakes cannot go up against the kingdom of Edom, okay, because Esau military and whatever case like that. Also, you have to consider too, there's a lot of Jakes in Esau's military that are also training the next generation of doggone crackers that you see, okay, pointing the gun or whatever the case is like that. Okay, there's a whole lot of things that is not considered. All right, but we can break it down in this way. Okay, let's go into, and keep in mind that why you can have man in travail. If you don't know what's going on, you don't know that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai inspired the prophet Jeremiah to write this down and say, look, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, my people are going to trust in Egypt. Okay, they're going to take this peace. They're going to want peace. They're going to desire peace. But what they're going to get is a sword. Okay, what they're going to get is a doggone sword. You get a lot of Jakes them, and I'm talking about the men. You get all this mouth to come up against your brothers. You get all this mouth to talk shit. All this mouth to go and give a presentation out of this place and that place. But you don't have the confidence, okay, the willpower, okay, to come out and stand for Yahweh Shemel Shah. In fact, it asks a question here. It asks her, who will stand against, let's bring that scripture out, wickedness. Let's see if I can bring that scripture out here. This is the book of Psalms 94:16. It reads, Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who will? Who will? Somebody's got to stand up. Somebody's got to stand up and call this man out and say, look, you wicked man. Okay? You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? What you're doing is not in the benefit of man, so-called mankind. Okay? Definitely not in the benefit, okay, of the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Which is the so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. Okay? You're not the chosen people of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord is going to bring, destroy the wicked of the land of Israel and bring the righteous there in chariots. Chariots, what you call advanced aerial phenomenon. Okay, so advanced, they seem like magic. Okay, not no damn propeller plane in 1948. All right, come on, you trying to tell me the God of the Bible only could do that, only could provide a propeller plane? Yes, so right around that time they're supposed to be shot down some UFO out there in Roswell, which came from outer space. Come on, get the hell out of here. So we call you out. You're not the doggone chosen people of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. You're wicked. Okay? And your deeds and your acts prove that. Prove that. You're gonna bring out the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, and these people think that it's just gonna be, oh, I'm just gonna accept it. Not so easy. Okay? Not so easy. These people aren't looking to give you doggone niggas and spicks, friggin' doggone, a way out. Like, oh, just take this microchip and all will be good. Now, they'll use you in the meantime coming up to it, okay, to experiment on you. But then they also understand this too. If you as a Hebrew Israelite, so-called black, American, Latino, Hispanic, whose seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, take it, then you're down for the lake of fire. So they already know. Either way, if you're a retarded ass doggone nigga or speck and you take this doggone shit, okay, that you have no chance of repentance at all. You cannot repent from it. Okay, and our people don't sit down and think of it like that. But it says, who will rise up for me against evildoer? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? And it says, unless the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. So, okay, my soul would almost dwell in silence unless the Lord has been at your help. If Yahweh Shema Shai didn't wake me up to this, I would still be in the world right now, counting my money, looking for the next level up, and doing whatever. That, or at least that's what I would think I would have been doing, right? Or who knows? I could be in the spirit world right now, or alive and destitute. I don't know. But if the Lord did not wake me up and show me who I was, my transgressions, okay, put the right set of leaders in front of me that would guide me, in this truth, then I'd be lost like everybody else. I wouldn't know any different. If things don't work out in the world, you lose all sense of hope. Because why? You think it's an all be all, and you don't know any better. So this is the reason why sometimes, when you look at Jason out there and you see them, they just don't get it. It's because they haven't been, the Lord hasn't woken them up yet. There's still hope for that for the particular person. It can't happen. Okay? 10 years ago, if I had walked past a camp, doesn't matter which camp it is, okay? If I walked past a camp, all I would have seen is guys standing up reading the Bible, which would have been like, yeah, whatever, man. Because for me, I despise church. Okay? I despise going to church. I never used to go to church. I believe in a higher power, but I just didn't believe in Christianity crap. So I would have just said you reading the Bible, and especially if you were one of those, Christ calling, Hebrew Israelite camp like IUIC and all that stuff, you would just annoy the shit out of me. I would have just ignore you. And if you keep trying to follow me and harass me like that, okay, it could get confrontational. But that's because why? I don't want to hear it. I would have been deeply involved in Esau's world, trying to please Esau. Look, white man, look what can I do? Look, I'm not a monkey. Look what I can do. I have education. I have skill set. Okay? I can make you a lot of money. All you have to do is just give me my little share. You understand? That would have been that was my spirit all the while. Okay, and then I woke up to this ministry. Okay, I realized what my true real purpose was. Because even when I was out in the world, I hated Esau. I hated them. I could tell they were wicked. I just didn't. I could put my finger on anything. I hated them, and they hated me too equally. I don't really. People didn't like me in the world. A lot of people didn't like me, but I was very good at what I was very good at making people money. Okay, I was very good at making money for people. All right, but people hated me at the end of the day, and that's fine. Okay, I actually never gave a fuck if anyone hated me. I just really never did. Some people born with that kind of spirit. I'm just one of those people that's born with that kind of spirit. I don't care if you don't like me. I really don't. All right. I found my purpose. This is my purpose right here. And I've always hated them. I've always hated these people. I never liked them. Okay? But there it is right there. So we had, let's go back to Ezekiel 35. It says, therefore as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And they'll argue against that. Lord, what the hell are you talking about? Okay. I mean, you would need multiple picobytes of video clips to show the heinous crimes of this doggone man and his wickedness. All right? Now we bring it out, and when we do bring out things, because we read script, we apply scripture to it. Okay, they'll turn around, take your video down, restrict it, and do whatever they can to block it. But at the same time, they're not taking it or taking everything down from you, because they know exactly what channels you have and all that stuff, and they want to keep you going. Because see, Esau, the reason why they haven't been taking videos down so much lately is because they want to use these as a means of use our videos as a means of exhibits in the courtroom of the fact that of saying that we are a hate group or we're terrorists or whatever cases like that. That's not the case, Esau. We're not terrorists. We haven't committed terror on you yet. That's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to commit those terror on you in the kingdom of heaven. As a matter of fact, okay, because we've been given the authority pursuant to, in fact, let's go into that. Now let's talk about those things here. Let's go to Revelation 18. It says, reward her. This is Revelation 18, verse 6. It says, reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works in the cup which she had filled, fill it unto her double. Let's show you. See, we're the witness, okay? And when you are a witness, okay, you have to be cross-examined. So right now, you're being cross-examined, and who is the judge? Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the judge. So I give you Exhibit A. These, okay, Exhibit A, right here. See? These are the heinous things that this man has committed against the children of Israel. Okay? Those are the heinous things. That's just one of many. Okay? But the heinous things this man has committed against the children of Israel. So I give you Exhibit A right off the back, showing you, okay, that this man is a murderer. Okay, and what is the sentence for murder? Okay, the sentence for murder is death. In fact, you can go to Deuteronomy. And we can see that. So if you're the righteous people, then y'all should be actually, this should actually be, this should be actually a part of your, this should be part of your system, which means what? Each and every one of you Edomites should be offering yourself right now. So if a man kill a man, okay, let's see what the penalty of that is. Okay. Let's go into, let's see if we can find that. me look at that up. But basically, it's if you murder, basically the penalty, okay, for if you what does it say? Thou shalt not kill. Let's go and take a look at that. Let's see, we're going to take a look at this. Take a look at this here. And this tablet is acting up, and I don't want to butcher it. Okay, but Deuteronomy 5:7 says basically, you know, and we can even see Exodus 20 and 13. It says, "Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." All of these are things that this man has done. Bear false witness against us. Okay, he committed adultery. Okay, he had us commit adultery by serving on a false god. Okay, thou shalt not kill, particularly. All right, Esau is a murderer. Okay, let's go into Leviticus, and I want to bring this out. Those signs are still up. Okay. Let's go into Leviticus. Okay, and you can see what month is this right now. This is the month of the Sodomites, right? The month of the Sodomites. Okay, so this is Leviticus 20 and 13. It reads, "If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them." Okay, and what you have a whole month. Oh fuck! A whole month. Slack here. I got a little extra wind going here, blowing everything down. So I don't know where this wind is coming from all of a sudden. Just got out of the blue. It's just like the wind picked up, like really strong, out of the fucking blue. And this is one thing you have to deal with constantly. You can't even do a fucking camp, okay, and set shit up because it's like the freaking wind blows every fucking You can't even do a camp. You can't even do a fucking camp outside, you know, because the wind is just blowing every fucking thing, all over the place, dude. Okay. This is so annoying. Like, where the fuck does this wind come from all of a sudden, man? It's so fucking annoying, dude. You know? Slack here, man. I get like this actual wind kind of coming out. I gotta see, hopefully this wind calm down, but it's like I don't have a building to go stand up underneath to go, you know, shield me from the wind, you know. And I try to be on the highway. I try to be as visible as possible without trying to hide up in the corner somewhere in the back of a building or something like that. You know, which would be comfortable for me, but you know, you're supposed to be visible, right? Okay, nobody can know what you're doing if you're hiding behind a building, comfortable speaking to yourself. Yeah, you know, and there's some cats that does that. It says, "If a man lie with mankind as he lie with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them." Okay, so that's a death sentence when you're a faggot. All right, yes, so this man pushes that. So what does that mean? Okay, again, we're witness. Okay, this month, June, this June, which is on the Esau's calendar as Pride Month. Okay, is a witness to this man, this defiance against the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and what he has set up. Okay, as righteous decrees on this earth that if you follow it, okay, the earth would be in a better shape, but it's not. Okay, how is it that these people think that they're the smartest people on this earth? And take a look at it. This man spent what, $20 or $50 million for a freaking doggone wrestling event with a bunch of sweaty freaking doggone dudes grappling each other on some mat. Okay, for entertainment. You know, and that's typical of these Caesars, okay? Because they're natural faggots and they like to see sweaty men. okay, rob each other. That's kind of like a big turn on. All right, it's sort of like a turn on for them. It's a turn on for them to see sweaty men, okay, robbing each other, okay, because again, there's a constant sense of sodomy or faggotry or sissiness that goes on with the so-called white man. And so that's when you look at the ancient times with the Caesars, they love the gladiators, and the gladiators them with the shirt off and, you know, doing that Greco-Roman wrestling. And just, it's kind of an erotica for them. So that's basically all these modern day sports is for these fucking faggots. It's an erotica, and they love to see men in those erotic states, and especially big, sweaty, dark-skinned men. They love it, boy. Okay, nothing more than the so-called white man life is to see big, sweaty, dark-skinned black men, okay, rubbing up on each other. Okay, that turns them on. These fucking faggots. All right, we got like some. I don't think this wind gust is going to stop. Okay, and I don't really like to end camp early, but we seen the. I'm gonna try to get about 10 more minutes here. Hold on. Alright, seems to be an issue here. Like, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. I'm going to have to cut Campbell short a little bit today. The wind is picking up, and it's not like it's just picking up more and more, which is going to cause everything to fall down. And it may not look like that way on the camera, but it is very strong. Okay, and kind of sitting up with some mountain groups, the mountains, and the way the wind flows is just creates a lot of wind. El Paso is a very windy place, and the windy season is supposed to be actually done. Okay, but the weather pattern is very different nowadays. You know, normally it's supposed to be done by now. Okay, but this place is very windy and very dusty, and it's just annoying. It's annoying. But anyways, let's get back to it. Let's go to second address. I'm gonna close over second address 15. Okay, and like I say, you know, camp is just an extension of a lesson. Camp is just an extension of a lesson. What you don't cover in camp, you cover it in lesson. Bottom line is, if you're a diligent student of the ministry, you'll go and you'll learn from the various brothers, okay? And it's up to you to make those investments, okay? If you don't invest into your own salvation, that's on you, all right? But as brothers have always said it, we're not going to be on the highway and the byway entertaining you every week. Sooner or later, and that could be sealed, okay? And our job would have been done. Give me a second here. Let me go see. I gotta put these posters inside the car. And that's why you see brothers do camp indoors sometimes. Not that you want to, but sometimes you just have to. All right. Second address 15. It says, "I will hold my tongue no more of such in their wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously." Who is the soul of the just? Okay, and the soul is a living soul, a breathing soul. It's not like something, you know, when you go into the spirit world or the needle world or whatever, case like that. So we're a soul. I'm a living soul that's complaining. Every time I put up a lesson, that's complaining. In my mind, I'm complaining. I speak out loud, I'm complaining. Okay? complaining continuously about this man and how he gets away with everything. And he's just doing all these wicked things on this earth, and he can just get away with it. And the things that he's doing to us and the things that he's planning on doing to us. Okay, that's complaining right there. I hate to see sissies walking, 2 men, body boys. Okay, but they do nothing about it. They make it a law. You can't even say nothing. That's anti-this, anti-that, whatever the case is like that. Okay, this man is anti-life, period. Okay, and nothing pleases the righteous more than when the Lord Yahweh Shemashah exact vengeance, okay, on our enemy, which is Esau the Edomite, so-called white man. Desire. That's why many of us are so happy. And you even see Jakes and who are not even in the ministry. You know, they're bringing out, you know, collective videos on these Edomites having a hard time catching hell. Okay, why? You gotta see Jakes and understand that these same people were the ones that would say, hey, strap up your, you know, pull up your bootstrap and do this and do that. You know, they were hardy. Okay, what does it say? Pride goes before destruction. Okay, people are very hardy before they catch an hell. Now they catch an hell, now they want someone to feel. And Edomites are very emotional people. White people are very emotional. Okay, very emotional people. They gotta let the whole world know when they catching some type of friggin' they're gonna flap. Okay? Well, when we was catching it, okay, shut the hell up and all that stuff. But now you're catching it. And we're telling you, shut the hell up. Grin and bear it, okay? It says, and therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me the innocent blood from among them, which is going to be who? The elect. The elect of the innocent blood. Not you 2/3, not you ones that was there when the Mashiach was being crucified, and y'all told the Caesar, hey, and y'all told Pontius Pilate, hey, we don't give a shit. We don't give a crap. Let us blood be on our children's head. Well, you're getting it. Huh? You're getting it because the Lord is delivering exactly what the hell you wanted. Okay? You wanted that type of smoke, and you're getting that kind of smoke, Jake. Okay? And it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch out arm. I will smite Egypt with plagues as before. I will destroy all the land thereof. So what is those plagues going to be? Those plagues are going to be, you know, the famine, okay, ecological destruction, okay, you have financial destruction, and you see that already started right now. The weather pattern has changed, okay, crops ain't growing, okay, here it is, these Edomites, they get hundreds of doggone Jakes, Latinos, busting their ass out in the field, okay, for their farmland and farm and all that stuff, and now a lot of them, they don't have no workers. But you think the Edomites are going to come together and say, gee, why don't we go out there and go friggin' they're going to do the work and get our food get food in the store so that the price can come down? They're not going to do that. Why? Because they have this mentality that really hard work or work like that is only meant for so-called black and brown people. So they'd rather sit back and then starve their ass off because why? They're stupid. They're a base people. But then when it all goes down and there's no food, there's no nothing, something that they could have gotten their ass off and go do the work, which they didn't, which proved that they never were the slaves in Egypt. Because they don't like the hot sun, other than laying it and try to put tiny oil on them. They're not designed or built for hard labor. Okay? And every day it's proven that they did nothing to build this country. They imported the Chinese to go do the railroad, so to speak. Okay, other tribes come and do and build this country while they sit on their ass and pretend like they something special. But now they're being called out because they're too dumb to maintain or keep their job. And as one brother said, there's no reason a friggin' little cracker should be poor. Why are you poor? Why can't you pay your bills? There's no reason a cracker in this country should be friggin' poor. There's no reason for you to be poor. That's a horrible excuse. So you're a two-time loser. Okay, so the Lord is plaguing you and calling you out. You lose this out. You will never qualify for the job that you got. Okay, so-called white privilege is dead and done. Okay, the Lord has removed those special, gifts that He had imparted on you to be able to thrive without having any skill at all. Just a base people, useless, completely useless. Okay, and you know why the MOT and none of those things are going to make it? Mark Zuckerberg don't write no program. Elon Musk don't write programs. Those East Indians and Chinese, they wrote those so-called programs. All their AI shit, why the Chinese are ahead is because they're the ones who came over here and actually wrote and worked for these so-called corporations over here, and friggin' they're going created all those things. Okay, which of course a lot of the Abashanacha inspired them and gave them the ability to do that. Okay, and all you have is the face of an Amalekite, okay, which would make it look like they did this. But they didn't create that. They didn't create none of this stuff. And that's why when they try to manage it, it's not going to work. Okay? Because they don't know the true, how do you say, the foundation to create something. Okay? The blueprint. All they know how to do is like it's done. They're able to finance it. It's done. And bottom line is that if you haven't done consulting, I don't know how many of you brothers are consultants or work consultants out there. But when you go and you do consultings in an organization, okay, you bring a special type of skill. You know, you use different type of tools to do analysis. You know, you write up a report. You know, you really do the deep dive into the root cause of things. You know, and then provide the solution in a way that that solution can be sustained. However, while you might implement it with a tabletop exercise or, you know, type of simulation of how it would play out, once you leave as a consultant, the people there has to take what you have prescribed to them, okay, and move forward with it. Normally, and now I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times, once the consultants have left, none of the solutions that they provided for the company is going to be implemented. Because why? There's no framework, no groundwork for it. Certain companies that have thrived with using certain process improvement tools like Six Sigma, okay, or Agile, you know, Scrum, those things like that, have done an indoor or do an in-house training. So if you start from the root at the lower level and then it becomes part of the culture, then it would work, okay? Because it has to become a part of the culture. So if it's not part of the culture, it's not going to work. You could have the best consultants coming from who else you want to hire from the big 5 consulting firms, come in there and they can implement it. And all you have to spend is a lot of money, and once they leave, it falls apart again. And that's exactly how you see it's happening right now with Great Babylon America. They've used the foreigners, okay, those Elamites, okay, or the East Indians, okay, the Moabites and et cetera, to come over and write up all the programs and set up all the processes and shit like that, okay? And now they've left it in an automated state, okay, in an automated state, hence AI. And what they didn't do is do in-house training. And because AI can automate it, what they've done is they've just kind of keep some of the high-level, you know, cybersecurity, cyber engineers, you know, cyber architects over here at these data centers to maintain it. Go take a look at the people who are actually putting the system together in these data centers. They're not white guys, okay? They're not white guys putting those together. They don't know how to. All right? They don't know how to. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these white-collar jobs eliminated, blue-collar jobs eliminated, which is mainly filled up with doggone so-called Edomites. So-called white people, I should say. Not so-called Edomites. They are Edomites. Okay, Salakia. And they're shocked. Why are you shocked? Okay? That's part of the plague. It said Egypt shall mourn and foundation should be smitten with the plague, and punishment and power shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. And what is that? What you're hearing more and more. People are working a lot of hours, working 2-3 jobs and can't get ahead. Okay? Because a system that has always been rigged against us for perpetual failure is now impacting those that thought that they could not be impacted. And henceforth, this is why you're hearing the groaning and moaning, okay, of the citizens of Great Babylon, America, okay, you so-called Edomites, you so-called white people, okay, because for now, until this place is destroyed, you will never, ever get back to that glory that you all have come to enjoy back in the prior 2020. Okay, it's over. It's over. So, Lord willing, the elect has been edified here. Again, we're still in that month of sodomy and the pride of this man, you know. And I think this weekend is what they call Father's Day or whatever the case like that. Okay. But I can see by the way the traffic, it looks a little kind of localized and it's not as much as usual. Okay, there are people right there celebrating another day or another holiday that this man is making up. Okay, so that being said, okay, keep the faith. Don't lose the faith of and let this world kind of get you. Okay. Now I got vehicles that pull up on the side there. They'll take a look at my posters and they'll take a look at the board that I have stuff on, and they pull away and they leave. Because the last thing people want to do is they want to confront, okay, or basically hear the words that's coming out of the mouth of a so-called black man, and they're not used to seeing that here in El Paso, okay. And so they go. What is it? The wicked flee it when no man pursue it. Which is most of these people get wicked, soft like doggone kitten poop. All right. Lord willing, the left is probably close. How about the Lord going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kapadas, Shalom.